Hi. People have asked me why, I guess certain access points are not so great. I just have this software, it's a spectrum analyzer, and I wanted to kind of describe. So this is, I'm not sure what brand, honestly, this is on, but it's a good example. 2.4 gigahertz. There's 3 different access points. It's one of my neighbors. They have, if I highlight this one, it shows it's on channel 1, shows channel 1 here. And it's, the normal width, which I believe is 20 megahertz. Might have that terminology wrong. But you can see it's not overlapping with, say, this one here, which is on channel 6. I guess that signal's too weak. Can't see it, but it would be in this area. Oh, there it is. See, it doesn't overlap with the channel 1. And then there's another access point on channel 11, and it doesn't overlap with the other 2. So that's 2.4 gigahertz. Now if we move over to mine, this is running Deco access points currently. And it has, not only is it using channel 9, which I guess is right here, but it's at 40, I can't remember the right unit. I think it's megahertz. That doesn't sound right though. The channel width is 40 something or others, and it's overlapping both channel, oh hell, I think it's overlapping all 3 of them. So channel 1, I think, was coming over to just past 3, if I remember right. And channel 11 was coming over to like just past 9. I'll switch back and verify that. So yeah, channel 1 is just past 3. Channel 11 is just past 9. And then the other one is 8 and 4. So if we go back to the Deco ones here, lots of things wrong here. It's forcing itself to too wide of a channel width. It's not very friendly to neighbors. And then it's, maybe it's for the most part using 20 channel width, because I do see a lot of activity just in that span around 9. But it says it's set to 40. I don't know why. Either way, it shouldn't be on 9. The only non-overlapping channels in 2.4 gigahertz spectrum are 1, 6, and 11, as we saw on the other network with the good example. So 9 is stepping on both 11 and 6, causing problems for anything that's on those networks, or those channels. So it's bad form, bad taste, to be on anything but 1, 6, and 11. Additionally, all 3 of my access points, which are linked via Ethernet cable as a backhaul, so they're not even really meshed. They're meshed over Ethernet, I guess. They all use the same channel, which is causing co-channel interference. Now I'm not going to pull up the definition of that, but essentially, in a proper environment, say, go back to my neighbors. In a proper environment, they can roam from this access point to this access point and to this access point, and their access points themselves aren't causing channel interference to each other. So like this one is not stepping on top of this guy or this guy. So if they were all sharing the same channel, you get things like this, where it's just noise, 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 and there's just very little room for actual data to go through. You can see how pretty it is, and over on the other spectrum that I'm not stomping on with the Deco series. Now granted, these ones are further away from me, and I'm very near some Deco ones. But still, it's bad form to have all your access points on the same channel. Now, I would love to change it, but Deco doesn't give you any opportunity to change it other than to scan for like a optimize your network, and it scans and says, ooh, channel 9 is perfect. I'm looking at this going, well, it might be perfect for one access point, but certainly not all three. And even then, like I said earlier, it should be on 11, 6, or 1. And it does the same thing in the 5 gigahertz spectrum. We're using, again, 40 as the channel width. Fortunately, there we go. Not that one. There we go. It's using channel 80. Oh, sorry. It's the other way around. It's using channel 40 with 80, I think it's megahertz channel width. So, and 80 is fine in channel, and 5 gigahertz if there's, if you're not in an enterprise environment where you just need tons and tons of channels because you have so many access points. In this residential environment, you can clearly see that there's lots and lots of gaps here for 5 gigahertz channels that it can utilize. But Deco decides, I'm going to put all of my access points on 40. So there they are doing co-channel interference yet again. And I don't have any way to control that. That's it. As far as other access points that I've tried, I'm a network engineer, so I've used a lot of enterprise level ones, and those are all fine. The Google Mesh Wi-Fi, I think it was the AC version, so like Wi-Fi 5. I tried those briefly, and I immediately boxed them back up and sold them because they didn't allow me to run an access point mode on all of the access points. I could only do that on, I had to have one router, so I had to do NAT. And that's not what I wanted in this residential area. I wanted to be able to use my own router that does the things that I want it to do versus relying on Google's router and security. I'm sure it's fine, but I do some advanced things, so I wanted that capability, and I didn't want to have to do what they call double NAT. So my plan is to try Ekahau out next. Not Ekahau. This is Ekahau. Ubiquity. That's kind of a prosumer line. It's a little more expensive. Takes a little more knowledge to get them set up, but I don't have any feedback on them yet. I'm just getting started on it, and as soon as I get the access points, I'll know more about them. Anyway, hope you learned something here, and good luck with your selection.